Welcome back to the KO Game Room, where when I hear the name Konami, I immediately associate it with games like Contra and Castlevania, but they also developed a lot of very good shooters, side-scrolling shoot-'em-up games in their day, and I want to look at one of the earlier lesser-known titles, and that is Scramble for the Vectrex arcade system. Developed by Konami and released in 1981 as an arcade game, Scramble is one hell of a challenge, no matter what version you're playing. Your only inputs are to move, fire, and bomb, so the game has deceptively simple controls and gameplay, a trait that I find to be common among many of these older arcade titles. It falls into the easy to pick up and play, but very difficult to master category. The game gets a brand new look on this version with vector graphics. That might upset fans of the original coin-op, but I've only ever personally played that version through emulation, and I'd have to say, I prefer this one. For starters, the Vectrex already has a ton of character. I enjoy that little buzz you hear when the system is powered on, and I find that for a video game console released in 1982, the sound is of an incredible quality. Also, while the camcorder footage may appear to flicker quite a bit, the image displayed on the monitor is very sharp, and any flickering is almost unnoticeable to the naked eye. I just couldn't find a way to set my camera to capture this without the final footage looking that way. Another thing that I like more about this game is its packaging, or the fact that it has any at all. It's a tangible game that you can buy and put on your shelf, but the box itself is pretty hefty, and that's because it's filled with all kinds of great Scramble stuff. First thing you'll notice is how tiny the cartridge is when compared to the box. One of the smallest varieties, in fact, of any that I own. But keep digging and you'll find more. Here you've got your standard instruction manual, which instructs you on basic enemies and controls, but also includes a thrilling little narrative at the beginning. And finally, we get to the reason why this box is so big, and that's because of this colorful overlay. Now, if you didn't already know, the Vectrex is not only a game console, but also its own TV monitor, and it doesn't output in color. The good news, however, is the fine people at General Consumer Electronics found an inexpensive and highly collectible way to integrate some color onto the Vectrex screen with these nice plastic overlays. They don't do much in the way of improving gameplay, but they are fun to look at, and they certainly add something to the experience of playing with one of these things. The objective in Scramble is very simple. Keep going from left to right and rack up the points while staying alive. You're awarded points simply by traveling with the auto-scrolling screen, but also by shooting down enemies and by bombing objects on the ground. One of the types of objects you'll find on the ground are fuel tanks, which look like an old TV set or something. It's crucial that you bomb these as often as possible to replenish the fuel level in your aircraft. Without them, Your fuel, represented by the long bar near the bottom of the screen, will run out and your aircraft will crash. There is no break in Scramble. You'll go from level to level represented by the change in terrain without so much as a breather. Add in the fact that there is no pause button on the controller or console, and you'd better be prepared to play this one through. That being said, there really isn't an actual end to the game either. Like many titles of this era, you reach a final level, and after conquering it, you simply return to the first level with a slight increase in difficulty. Rinse and repeat. It's because of its simplicity and ease of playability that you would want Scramble in your Vectrex collection. You don't need a huge backstory with lots of characters, plot twists, or a plot at all. Just throw me in there with a capable dogfighter and let me see what I can do. Like every other Vectrex game, Scramble is uncommon to say the least. Your best bet is to hunt this one down online, where you'll likely pay a few extra bucks. But you will be assured that the box and overlay will be included. I'd highly recommend this game to fans of the shoot-'em-up genre, or to any retro gamers who appreciate a good challenge. And with that, I'd like to say thank you for watching this review of Scramble here on the KO Game Room.